No,
We are live on Facebook. Amy, take us away.
Good Monday morning, everyone. I'm so excited. I love Monday mornings because of Author Talk. You guys know me, Amy, here with Sandy and Russell, and our guest today is Larry and Kitty Sherlock. So everyone say hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a great Monday morning. I'm so excited.
Yay. I know. And Amy's awake this week. We're so happy. Last week she was hungover and couldn't talk. Isn't that right, Amy?
I was coming out of meetings, Russell.
I think you were hungover. I texted Josh during. I said, Josh, please sober her up a little early. Josh is her husband.
Okay, so Larry and Kitty, welcome.
Thank you.
We just met you guys, what, a month ago? Has it been a month?
About a month, yeah.
Oh, I have that picture.
Here's the social event for the Houston Writers Guild, where we met Larry and Kitty Sherlock. And yes,
it was a lot of fun too.
It was. And Russell, see where you're sitting? When you left, Kitty came and sat there. So we had a great conversation. Larry was still talking to the people down at this end of the table. So that was fun.
And the Houston Writers Guild has those socials every month. And they have a book cover of the month. And at the end of the year, they're going to have a competition between all the book covers of the month and pick a book cover of the year. So that's pretty, and that is designed to help new authors promote.
And our December meeting, where we will be choosing the book cover of the year, it's actually a gala fundraiser. So it's a lot of good stuff. We have lots of good stuff planned for the rest of the year.
So come on out to our socials at Houston.
Socials are the last Friday of every month. And the last Friday of August, we will be back at Ciro's. I think, Russell, you're the one that took us.
Yes, because it has a very sexy patio and a good bar on Friday night.
Well, I don't know if the last Friday night in August will be a good time to be sitting outside on a patio in Houston, Texas.
Why not? We're Houstonians.
His description was fabulous, though. It was sexy patio, not just a normal patio. It was a sexy patio and a good bar. I love it. That was a fantastic description. I love
that. We are having a good Monday. Wow, I haven't ever heard you compliment Russell like that. Wow, good.
She's just trying for me to not give her a hard time the next time she's,
Bring it on, Russell. I can handle it.
So, what did everybody do over the weekend? Russell, what was your weekend like? I'm going to save mine for last because I had the best weekend ever.
I had a good weekend. We went to a Robert Irvine event that he cooked for us, and he made some steaks that were some of the best steaks I've ever had in my whole life. And it wasn't Kobe beef. It was something like it.
That was great presentation too.
Oh, I know, right? And then I got up before dawn and with all these people.
Holy smokes.
Was down at Memorial Park. Holy smokes, right, Kitty? I think
yes,
that every time all these people show up. And it was our second week of the Houston Fits training for the Houston Marathon.
You go, boy.
It was great.
Isn't that great? And Russell, you didn't run your first marathon until you were how old?
56 or 57. I didn't even run until I was 50. I sat on the couch smoking, eating, and drinking. And that's why I'm in such good shape now. Everyone should sit around smoking and eating on the couch till they're 50, and then they'll be a lot healthier.
Okay, I don't think Russell's going to be invited to be a guest on any healthy eating program. Amy, what was your weekend like?
So for my weekend, I went to a grand opening of a place called the Kayak Shack and they just became an advertiser on the radio station. So we went to their grand opening, and Joshua kayaked and I paddleboarded and had a lot of fun. And then he won a free 2-hour kayak paddleboard rental that they were giving away. So
nice
for that. So that was my weekend. It was just spending time with him.
And Josh had the great weekend because of that, right?
Yes, he did. But August 20th, I am counting down to send my college husband/kid back to school. I'm counting down for that. So
everybody else wants their kids to go back to school. You want your husband to go back.
Yes, go back.
Is he starting to bug you?
No, he's just, yes, he is.
He's just
something to do, you know? It's like, oh, I'm going to do this. And so he's like changing all these things in my house and doing all this stuff while I'm here. No, go back to school. Let's do something. Leave my house alone. I like it the way it was.
Larry, did you and Kitty do anything this weekend? Let's turn our phones off.
Yeah, turn your phones off, Sandy. This is like a regular part of every week's podcast.
Yes, we had a wonderful weekend. Kitty and I square dance, and
I remember you said that.
And we have a big event coming up in 3 weeks, and so we went Saturday and picked up some new square dance outfits. Kitty looks just adorable in her kitty cat dress.
So this woman is such a kitty cat that a kitty cat lover, that her email address is meow kitty.
That's awesome.
Go ahead, Larry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was just saying that after that we ran errands, and then there was a cigar and scotch event at our subdivision Saturday night.
It's too bad Russell didn't know about that.
I know, right? Larry, you rock. What type of cigar? We'll have to talk about this later. Maybe we'll have a writing session, the two of us over at the Heights Cigar Lounge one day.
Sounds like a plan. By the way, I beat you by 5 years. I ran my first marathon when I was 50.
That's impressive. Do you still run?
I gave it up for a number of years, but I've started back because I'm signed up for a Spartan race in October, celebrating my birthday.
Okay, that rocks.
Wow.
I'm a big. I believe in running on a religious scale.
But
I believe in running when you're being chased.
Yes, very much so. There's no other reason.
But they do square dancing. You were telling me about that when we had the social, Kitty. You and Larry got into square dancing, and you do that competitively, right?
Not competitively, just for fun, but we're part of a group that does it once a week. And then, like Larry said, we're going to a week of square dancing later this month in the Ozarks. So that's going to be a ton of fun.
I love the Ozarks.
This will be our first time.
Branson, Missouri. I went there once for a book festival.
No, well, we're going to be like an hour south of that.
So I waited.
What'd you do this weekend? Talk about the Sandy's conference.
It was actually Alan's conference. And I just want to say, Alan absolutely rocks. And this weekend was so exciting. Lots of announcements that he made that he's opening a bookstore. He's got all kind of stuff going on. He has a meeting in November with the CEO of Barnes & Noble to talk about indie authors and Barnes & Noble. So he just really is paving the way for independent authors. This weekend was his author marketing event. And this is where he has an award. He has the Indie Author Awards. And this was the weekend that we had the celebration for those that won awards for 2017. The books were published in 2017. So I did a Facebook Live Saturday night when they were doing the awards, because to me, my heart just was swelling because of looking at these authors Oh my God, it was incredible to see these people come down. I talked about I was a presenter. And he took such great care of the presenters. It was really amazing. And so I'm going back next year. Next year we'll be in San Antonio. So get ready. And next year will be for people who published a book in 2018. And he's taking submissions right now for that. As a matter of fact, the price goes up Wednesday because August 1st, the price goes from $65 to $80 as far as the cost of submitting your book. Great group of people. So a big shout out to all my new friends. The whole group of people that came from East Texas, I just absolutely fell in love with those people. I have new jewelry because I bought new jewelry from one of them from East
pretty.
Texas. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. I can't say enough good things about these authors. They were amazing. I had over 57 people sign up to be a guest on AuthorTalk.
Well, don't we already have like a list of 57 people that have already signed up before that?
And I've already sent them an email, and those that have responded. So we are now currently booked through October.
That's awesome.
It gives me a headache.
I don't know why it gives you a headache. You're not doing the work of contacting all
Yeah,
these
but
people.
I have to think of new jobs for you to do. That's my job.
Well, you should have had a really bad headache this weekend because I have lots of stuff to do. Lots and lots of stuff to do. So anyway, it was great. I had a great time. I've already had some calls. One call this morning because I have lots of people that said, can we have a conversation? Yes, I already have a meeting set up for the 25th. Some people will be in Houston that live up in north of Dallas. I forgot where it was up there, but they're coming to Houston for an event and they want to meet with me when they're here. So lots of stuff, lot of love going on this weekend for authors and all the people that were there. So yay.
Hey, Amy, what's this seminar you're getting ready for?
Oh, I am hosting my very first on my own Social Media 101 on September 7th. So I'm actually getting ready for it, and I'm actually really nervous about it because it's by myself. But that's going to be down here in Clear Lake at the seminar room at the radio station.
Oh, so it's live. It's not video?
No, it's live, and it's 2 hours. It's like kind of like a lunch and learn. So it's 2 hours long, and lunch is provided. But I'm going to show you the basic networking rules for social media and how to use it and how to create converting Facebook ads for you and your business. And then my next one is probably going to be using Canva to create, converting graphics and images for your business.
So how much is it?
Oh, it's $25 for my bad. No.
How much is it? How do they find it?
It's $25 a day, and I have the event link on Abundantly Social on my Facebook page that I'll be sharing, and it's also on Vinyl Draft's Facebook page as well. They are co-sponsoring it for me. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a mix between learning and a Q&A. So if you just have questions about social media and you need answers and you want to get them live and done, there's definitely going to be a Q&A section along with learning basic kind of principles that maybe you've never thought about and putting my own kind of spin on it.
Yay.
I know. I'm such a big girl now.
I'm so proud of you.
Okay, she's not there. Who's on your radio show this
Russell,
week?
have you ever had an event where you invited people there?
Oh, I have events.
What? Name one.
I'm going with Kitty's laugh.
It
is a big deal, Amy, and I am very proud.
It is. It's a big deal because it's my first one by myself. I usually do them with Sandy, but it's Abundantly Social's first one by itself. So it's very nerve-wracking for me.
So congratulations, you're going to be fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, she's fabulous every week on the radio.
Somewhat.
Well, and your radio program is every Friday morning at 9 a.m.
Yes, it is.
On Vinyl Draft Radio.
Yes, we are now on iHeartRadio and Spotify. So it's iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, iTunes. There's really no reason why you can't listen to me on Friday. And it's on YouTube Live if you really want to watch me. I mean, never.
I do really like to watch the whole thing. I've watched several shows lately. I mean, because I signed up and subscribed, now I get this notifications that this is live on YouTube and it's Final Draft Radio. So I'm like, oh.
Can you subscribe to just your show?
No, I haven't created my own YouTube channel yet. That's on my list for today.
Oh, you don't want to be notified of all the other programs, huh?
Right. I just want Amy's show.
You just love me. Okay?
The rest, I'm busy.
Love that, Russell.
If I need to be notified every hour, I have my wife for that. Right? I have to. Don't even tell my wife that I block her like 23 hours
tell
a
her that
day,
you
so
said
she
that.
can't
I'm
text.
tell her you said that.
No, nobody. It's only between us 5.
I'm gonna tag her when I do this.
Yes,
Okay. Talk
Okay,
about
so
your webinar and let's get on to Larry and Kitty.
Tonight webinar. Amy, will you put the link in the comments? Oh, and by the way, I haven't even checked to see if we have any who's
Yes.
doing this.
Red is on. Tweet Scott is on. My mother's on. Gola, they all say good morning. Sue's on. Good morning, everyone. Yes,
Sue's
Red.
back.
Yes, Sue's back. Red, if you want to find it on YouTube, it's Vinyl Draft Radio on YouTube, and you'll see all the shows. Mine is called Take Two with Jamie and Amy. But good morning, y'all. I'm so excited.
And Tweet, it's good to see you, Tweet. He is one of the authors that I've known. Now, I've known Tweet for a long time. He was there this weekend. He has signed up to be a guest. And his book is called Texas in Her Own Words. And Kiki Friedman wrote the foreword to the book. So
I met Kiki at a cigar bar one day. I guess you can believe that. Larry, you'd have liked that.
That sounds like the beginning of a joke.
I mean, in Texas, we know what you're talking about. I hope the people that are not from Texas, Kinky Friedman, so he met Kinky, means Kinky Friedman, is a person that actually ran for governor a few years ago.
And
so,
a great comedian.
very much a comedian. So I'll make no comments about that. But anyway, so tonight, webinar. The webinar we're going to talk about, and Russell, you're going to love this, the importance of being part of a community. And Russell is like, I'm not a joiner. Don't ask me to join anything.
I'm going to have to change my attitude as I start promoting my next book, I think.
I think so too. Or maybe before you promote your next book.
I'm not Larry. I still got to finish it.
So tonight's webinar will be about that. And we're starting a new course next week it's on press releases, called How to Write a Press Release Like a New York Times public relations firm. And that starts next week. And also we are launching, thank you, God, we're launching our membership. So we've been working on this. I've been planning this for 10 years. So now we're launching it. And
good thing you got Amy to get it done, right?
Amy has got it done. We've got courses in there. We've got resources in there. We have
everything you need.
And we're not putting everything in there by tonight because we'll be adding each week as we go. And so we're going to be talking about all of that and how you get involved. And there is a level that's absolutely free, will cost you nothing to be part of the community. So we'll talk about all of that. And the first month is free to everyone anyway, right, Amy?
Yes, but the one membership that it will cost you $1 a month.
Yeah, we couldn't quite get the.
It will cost you $1
free, so $1 will be the going rate of the lower level. We have 3 levels, You'll hear all about it tonight. So join us at 7 tonight, 7 Central Time if you're not from around here. And the link, Amy put the link to register in the comments. So now let's talk to our guest, Larry and Kitty Sherlock. Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great story. And so which one of you wants to tell it?
Larry.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bear.
Okay, so we were in the middle of a move and we were traveling a couple of weekends a month. And one day Larry says, I have something to tell you. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
I know, it's like, oh my gosh.
I
So
know, as
it
a
was
divorce lawyer, I've heard that part of the story.
Well, we have been married 27 years, and he says, I've written a book. Do what? You've done? I was speechless, and I'm never speechless. And when did you do this? He goes, for the last 10 years. 10 years? I can't keep a secret for 2 minutes.
Okay, we lost Kitty there. Can you?
You know, what I wanted to share, how it was going to come out, and it was ready for me to read.
And
The original stage was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Wow. Okay, so when your wife tells you your first draft is phenomenal, you got to only go way up from there. So I'm excited. And I was very excited that night at the restaurant when Kitty was telling me that story. After she moved over, sit by me, she was telling me that story. And I'm like, that is the best. I'm like, I have to get you guys on AuthorTalk. I told her that night, I have to get you guys on AuthorTalk because that is such a great story. And what I want to point out is that was just last month. So you had done nothing as far as nothing. I mean, you were the one that reached out and found the Houston Writers Guild for that night and found the social, right?
Yes.
I don't remember. Larry did.
Oh, Larry did. Okay, Larry, good. So you're going to be a great team. This was their first ever being in a group of authors. Is that right, Larry?
Yes, that's true. I have a friend who's a professional editor, and she recommended that I join the guild. And it was wonderful advice, and it's just been a great experience. I've met so many people. I've gotten so much good advice, and it's taken me to the next level as far as going forward with my next book. Because one of the things that Kitty didn't mention is that my first book is actually one of right now a two-parter. It's possibly going to go into 3 because it's a continuing story, and I have a great hook at the end of the first book. I think I have a pretty good hook for the end of the second book.
So Larry, tell me, what had you what made you decide to write a book, and especially to write a book and not tell your wife you're writing a book?
Well, when I was in high school, some friends of mine and I used to write short stories and funny short books for each other, just for us. And that's how this book started. It was just for me. It was something that I wanted to see what would become of it. And I started writing in the middle of the book. I think chapter 4 was the actual beginning of the book. And so I had this point, and I wrote backwards to develop the characters to get to that point. And then I wrote from that point to the end of the book. And as I said, it originally started off as one book, but then I came up with an ending that just begged for a sequel. And so that's when I changed a few things, and it became a two-parter.
So what's next for you?
Besides the sequel, I have 3 other books that I'm working on, or 3 other manuscripts that I'm working on.
Hold on. We got to get this thing published.
I was going to say, what are we going to do with book 1 while you're?
We got to get this thing published. So that's the next step.
First, we got to get this edited, and that's where we're at right now. Is the editor's about halfway through the book, And so I'm working on edit as I get them, but I've got to have something. It's almost like a rock rolling downhill. I'm picking up momentum. And whereas I used to write maybe once a week for a couple of hours, it's like now it's sort of my relaxation. And quite often, Kitty and I are sitting there in the evenings, and I've got my laptop, and I'm working on whatever story is hits me at that time. So definitely want to get Sandy. I sent you the cover art for the book, and I can't figure out how to share it. You did get that, right?
I don't remember getting that. When did you send it?
Sent it yesterday.
I'll be looking. I don't remember seeing anything from you for yesterday, but I'll be looking. So go ahead with the. So once the editing is done, and we all know, we understand that that's one of the most important pieces of the publishing puzzle is the editing. So once that's done, have you thought about how you're going to publish it?
No.
I have thought about it, and I know there are several avenues available, and really I don't think I want to self-publish. I want my story to be good enough that someone else thinks it's good enough to publish it.
Okay, so let me just say one thing to that. Most of the time today, yeah, there was a time when people self-published because they could not get it published. Today, that's like a choice. Like today, you might choose because, and it is your choice. You're the author, and I hear you, and I hear your plan to get an agent and all of that. So that's a great plan. That's what Russell's looking to do with his second book, right, Russell?
I'm looking for a smaller independent publisher as opposed.
Okay. Well, I did meet some publishers this weekend, if anyone wants to know about them. And one of them is in Conroe, and he was our speaker Saturday night. He was the keynote, and he talked about distribution. So a lot of stuff to learn about distribution, and the publisher can usually make that happen when they have multiple books. So if you publish it yourself, obviously you're going to start out with one book. And so it's really hard to get distribution, even though Ingram Sparks has made that a lot easier by providing the entrance into the bookstores. They don't go to bookstores and sell the book. So they're considered a wholesaler. They have the book available. Anybody can order it, including Barnes & Noble. But they don't have a salesperson that goes out to Barnes & Noble and calls on them and says, here's the latest books that have just come out. And that's what you're looking for. That's what helps with sales. So I just wanted to point out, because you said that about you want to be good enough. And so a lot of authors choose that route, choose the independent publishing route because they want to either make all the decisions about the book. They don't want anybody telling them what the cover looks like. They're like control people. We won't call them the other word, control people, which I consider myself kind of a control person. I just like to know what's going on, and I like to know what's the next step, and I want to know what a few steps down the road are. So, so I got it. So then your job right now, while it's being edited, should be to be looking for that for the agent. So have you started doing that?
I have not.
Okay. So
Kitty and I have a saying between us that you don't know what you don't know.
I love that. Love that. Love that. I say that myself. Yes.
And so joining the guild has been an eye opener, and that's one of the things. We actually went to a seminar that Publishing 101, and unfortunately it was canceled. But that is one of the things that we're looking at is what is our next step? How do we get there? Because this is all new territory, and I'll be honest, at this point, writing the book has been the easy part.
I know, and I just used that quote. So Sue So that's a wonderful testimonial to be on the sales page for the community, for the for the community, the membership. And one of the things she said was, "There's a nasty secret that nobody shares with you before you finish it." And that's you got to go sell. You got to market it. You got to go do something after the book is written. So got it. And so one of the things, just to give you a little hint, so it's something you could be, you or Kitty, or you and Kitty could be doing now, is looking at potential agents. And so tell me what genre your book is.
It's an action romance.
Okay. So what I would suggest you do is go to Barnes and Noble, just go, or library, or someplace where there's books of all genres. Find some books similar to yours, open them up and look at the dedication or acknowledgement, because people will usually acknowledge their agent. So read the acknowledgments. They'll also acknowledge their editors and other people that help them get where they are. So it's a good thing to just do that. Now, you can also do it online. You can do a search for agents. You just want to do your homework and make sure, and we have agents. We always have agents at the Houston Writers Guild events. We have Indie Palooza coming October 18th. And we have invited some agents to be there for someone looking for an agent. So you want to make sure you do your homework, make sure it's an agent that represents your genre and one that's looking for new books to represent. Because sometimes they'll say, if you go to their website or go to their blog or go their social media, they will say, I'm not taking any submissions right now. And that's a good thing to know, because you don't want to waste your time contacting somebody who's not looking for a new author. Mm-hmm. So that's just a suggestion for the agent. So action romance. Well, what do you mean by that, actually?
Well, the main character loses his wife to a terrorist event. And rather than turning into the action book where he goes and avenges her across the world, which we have a ton of those, he actually adopts a battered women's shelter and the residents there. He becomes their big brother, mentor, and protector. And so the romance is between him and a nurse that works at the battered shelter. The action is him taking care of certain husbands and boyfriends that don't treat their wives and girlfriends as they should.
So, that does sound interesting. I could have added a little to that part of it probably, and a lot of women could. So I can't wait to see. That's great. So good job. First of all, congratulations. The first
congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Kitty, what do you see your role going forward with this?
I don't want to say I'm the more outgoing person,
but you are.
Two of us, but I am in sales. And what is actually a cute little funny story too, for the night of the Writers Guild, I had a really rough week. I was absolutely exhausted. I told Larry that I would go, but I'm not talking to him.
At which point I broke out laughing.
Guadalajara. And so I will go sit and I will eat, and I don't want to talk to anybody. So I sat for about 2 seconds. I couldn't stand it. I had to jump into conversation. Sandy, I was drawn to you. And as you saw, I jumped the table, and then we had the most wonderful conversation.
Yes, we did. And I called you guys immediately.
Yes.
Said, okay, we've got to make this happen. So this was the first time you guys were available. So absolutely looking forward to getting to know both of you. I'll probably get to know Kitty a lot quicker than I will Larry. So
right. So I see my goal was I'm to help. So whatever he needs, doing research, talking, whatever, that's kind of my role, to be support.
Well, so how active are you in social media?
Not very. I mean, I don't do my own personal. I don't like my personal life on personal life like Facebook and all of that. I do not have Twitter. I do not have Instagram. I know how they work. I just don't have them.
Okay, so one of the things that every publisher is going to look for, and I heard that all weekend long, one thing they're going to look for is your social proof.
Gotcha.
Now, it's going to be Larry's social proof they're looking for. So you're going to be the one that has to help Larry with his social proof.
Gotcha.
So I would recommend you sign up today for Amy's event on September
7th. Yep.
And because it's going to be Social Media 101, and she can help you get set up in all the places you need to get set up, and she will help you with that. Now,
gotcha.
I love Twitter. I think Twitter is a great place. Like for me, what I would suggest you both do, and what I would do if I were working with you specifically, is I would go to Twitter and look for agents. And I would look at their profile and see what books they represent. And then I would follow them. That's a good thing about Twitter. You don't have to wait for them to follow you. You can follow them right then. I'd look down through their tweets, see what they're suggesting, see what they like. I would get to know them from Twitter. And
gotcha.
Then when you reach out to them with your query or your proposal or whatever you reach out to them, then you have a link to what they do and what they're looking
gotcha.
for. So does that give you guys enough assignments for the next few weeks?
I think that'll keep us out of trouble.
Okay, because I want to stop right now and say again, a welcome to everyone that's joining us. Teresa McCormick, thank you very much. And Marilyn, hi Marilyn. Marilyn Harris has been out of town. She's back in Houston, just in time for tonight, Marilyn. So Marilyn's been one of our faithful members of our ongoing courses for the last however long. She was our example in the last one for all that she did to do a pitch. So you guys talk about a pitch, and that's what you're going to learn how to do is pitch. She spent an entire year in LA being part of a writers guild there, and then learning to pitch to LA, to Hollywood.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So she'll be glad to share that story with you. And so the link for tonight's webinar, Amy put it in there. So go register now. You want to be there tonight because we're going to be talking about all the stuff that we've been sharing. It will be even more than what we've told Kitty and Larry, because some of you are a little further down the road. So you need to know, you need to be. So one of the things I love about what I do is this community. And I can tell you, we haven't had a course for how many weeks, Amy? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So every Monday night during those 3 weeks, except one, I have gone to the link that we used for our last course, and Red has been there every time. So Red, thank you. You're awesome. We had other people join us. Kathy Laughlin was there every time. Sue was there one time, but Sue's had a lot going on, so I understood why she wasn't there. Her next book Sue's next book is coming out in September. So we have everything ready. It's done. I learned a couple of things while I was there this weekend that I'm going to go change in her book, but it's ready. It's ready to get out there on Ingram Sparks, Amazon, all of those. We are submitting her series, all 3 books, to the Texas authors for an award. So be ready, because next year Sue will be an award-winning author from Texas authors. She's already a bestseller from her previous book. So Sue, I'm so glad you're able to come back with us, at least part-time. You're not 100% ready to get back in. So any last words from you, Amy?
No, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. This is probably my favorite author talk. This was great. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Yay, Russell.
If you're watching this on YouTube, please like us and make a comment, subscribe.
Absolutely. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, go immediately now. Don't stop. Don't go past go. Go immediately to YouTube and search for AuthorTalk. When you see our pictures, subscribe to that channel. So that way you'll be notified when we do a new AuthorTalk, or not. You can not be notified, but just go listen to some of the previous ones. I had people coming up to me all weekend saying, after I spoke, like they came up and said, I just went and watched some of your YouTube videos and can't wait to, listen into AuthorTalk or be a guest on AuthorTalk. So, and one person came up to me and said, and this is Catherine. So hi, Catherine. Catherine Green. She's one of the East Texas women. Catherine came up and said, by the way, I'm on your mailing list and I've already registered for your webinar. So that was really cool.
So you liked her best?
No. Actually, there were 3 women there. And if I had to say any of my favorites, those 3 women, they know who I'm talking about. They were always together. They are my example. I want to have all 3 of them on at the same time. They are my example of the importance and the value you get from going to these conferences that I love to do. They met 40-something years ago at a writers' conference. They don't live near each other. They have been best friends for 40-something years. And everywhere I went, there's those 3. When we were waiting on the dinner for the awards, there they are sitting at a table. When we had lunch, there they are sitting at a table. I'm like, you guys, I love this. Love this. So Larry and Kitty, that's what I wish for you. Friends that will be there with you, that will give you suggestions, that will give you warnings when you need them, whatever. That's what the writing community does for each other. And that's why I love it. I took someone with me that I just met at the Nonfiction Writers and took her, and she shared a room with me. And when on the way home, she said, no wonder you love coming to these things so much. She goes, I don't even care whether I sold books or not. I just had the best time I've ever had. So thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Larry and Kitty, for being part of this today.
Thank you for having us.
I look forward to really getting to know you guys and watching your book. What's the title of the book, Larry?
The working title right now is Primus Actum.
It's what?
Primus Actum. It's Latin, first act.
Well, isn't that cool? So you're going to have to put first act in parentheses below it or something for those of us that don't.
Larry, good luck on your editing and rewrite.
And we will see you guys down the road.
Thank you.
Bye.